Hey folks, Pickleball Librarian here, and today I want to talk about a paddle. First of all, the TMPR Tantrum GXT, great paddle. It's actually one of the Pickleball Librarian team's favorite paddles. I mean, I'm not the only team member who uses it. On one of the courts I play on in Topeka, a handful of people actually play with this paddle. I mean, and on top of that, since I know the owners, whenever they have a problem with the paddle, I'm like, hey, these folks will take care of it. And, folks come back to me every now and then, and they say, hey, TMPR, they stand by the product. They took care of such and such. Very impressed with the Clark family. Also, some people like me, we can bring sexy back. TMPR, they bring tantrum back. Check this out. So this is the new TMPR Tantrum LX. Right? Slightly different paddle. I mean, we love this. I think the reason why I love it is because when you hit the ball, it feels like butter. It's smooth. It has a lot of control. This paddle, has a lot of control too. Maybe a little less control, but the power increase is a lot. So I lose this much control, but I gain a ton of power. And I got to tell you, I love playing with this paddle because the Franklin ball, the Franklin X is coming out more on courts lately, and it's a softer ball for me, but something like this has enough power to whack the snot out of that ball. So I really love this the TMPR Tantrum LX. So let me tell you about the paddle. It retails for $139.99. It comes in red, pink, blue, and green. Medium weight is 7.6 to 8.0. This is right at 8.0. Heavy, you can go with a heavy choice, which is 8.1 to 8.5. The length of this is 16 by 2.5, and the width is 7 by 7 fifths. So, about 7 3/4. It's a 5-inch handle with a 4-inch and 4.25 circumference. So just like the GXT. And actually, to be honest with you, I mean, the handle, I think it's slightly thicker on the LX, but it seems to work for me. I usually prefer a thinner handle, but this works. I mean, I have a huge power increase. So anyway, while we're in the Pickleball Summer Reading Program, let me tell you about a couple reads, all right? I'm on the basketball court. I used to play basketball all the time before I discovered pickleball. So let's talk about short reads, okay? You don't have to read a whole book. There's a great short read, because this week, I've been thinking about a friend of mine, Bol Manute Bol, and the kid's out there. He's like 20 years old. He's playing for the Denver Nuggets. I met him when he was 14. He's like this tall, seriously, when he was 14. And it's cool getting to watch him in a scrimmage game, and he was just balling, 5 blocks and everything. So I'm watching the Denver Nuggets. I'm going to be watching them during this NBA bubble to see how they do. So the cool thing about Bol Manute Bol is his dad is the famous Manute Bol. Great basketball player. Actually had more blocked shots than he had actual points made. But the cool thing about Manute Bol is he was a humanitarian and an activist. He did so much for the Sudan independence. There's a book out there called The Defender by Jordan Kahn. It's a Kindle single. It's only 50 pages, maybe a buck or two to read. I highly recommend it. While I'm on the subject of basketball, I'm a huge fan of Jake Weinbach's Twitter feed. I read that because he's an NBA analysis and writer, and he's also the Bucks contributor to Hoops Habit. And I read a lot of his articles and other articles there. Oh, by the way, Jake is the son of Dave Weinbach, the Badger. So, I highly like that, and great read. So those two guys are what I'm leaving you with on the summer reading program. And so the new TMPR Tantrum LX is Pickleball Librarian approved.